So this would be my first official try at riding while fasted. Granted, doing these 2 1-hour rides, one being 1 to 1.2 watts per kilogram, the other one being 1.7, 1.9, that's arguably already fat burning. To do this correctly, I should really be doing zone 2 and zone 3, and I have a ride where I can do that. So I'm easing into it. By doing this, I'm easing into it, and I'm kind of experimenting with the riding while fasted.
Lots and lots of moments later.
I'm 30 minutes in. I have 90 minutes to go. Energy-wise, I'm feeling good. There are times when my stomach feels really empty. I just finished my 1-hour event. I wanted to go to the next event, but that started 2 seconds before this one ended. So that means I can't get into it. There's a way to get into it, because I understand you can get into an event late, but I can't figure out how to do that real quick right now. Yeah, I just signed up and I'm waiting for the next one to start. This is going to be a bit more challenging. Actually, I didn't know about how to do fasted riding, and I got one of my subscribers had made a comment, put a comment in that it needs to be done in zone 2 and zone 3, like I was mentioning earlier. I got that from him. I haven't researched it yet, but that sounds reasonable because in zone 2 you're starting to use up your glycogen stores. As far as my hamstring problem, it hasn't been challenged on this ride this far. I'm hoping it'll be just as good after the 2.0 ride. I'm on a really long-ass climb right now, trying to keep up with these ladder guys. We're doing over 2.5 for about 5 minutes. My blood sugar seems quite okay. We're 30 minutes in. Probably another 40 minutes to go. Considering I was putting a lot more energy out, I'm doing pretty good. I also don't feel that emptiness in my stomach now. Maybe because I was going harder. Now we're slowing down and kind of regrouping. And now that we slowed, those hunger pangs are starting to come back to my stomach. I'm getting a little tired of being on the bike right now. I've been on for about 2 hours. I have another 35 minutes to go. Only 3 miles left, and I'm looking forward to this being done. So 3 miles shouldn't take that long, but I'm concerned that we're going to hit that big climb before the 3 miles is over. I'm feeling good still. I'm sure when I get off the bike, which I'm going to do in another minute, that I'll be feeling good for a bit, and then I'm going to get incredibly hungry. That's my guess. Okay, this has been a good test for me. This is a good part 1 test. I don't have to contend with gravity or wind. Okay, have to get off the bike, take a shower, and eat. It's Sunday morning, and this is the Vegan Cyclist Train Like a Pro Series Motivated Fasting Ride Experiment. You didn't hear that title yesterday because I just thought of it this morning. Okay, so the plan is that I'm now going to do 2 hours of endurance at 200 watts, right around there. That's the plan. Usually what I do is I have a banana, take some supplements in some soy milk or almond milk, and then I take off. But now it's just going to be straight water like I've been doing. I don't have a lot of confidence that I'm going to be able to complete this. Now the major difference between doing Zwift and doing the road is there's no wind, there's no gravity. So there's going to be some bailout points, and I have as a backup my second water bottle here has Heed, Hammer Nutrition's Heed, and I have 4 Hammer Nutrition gels with me. Okay, I'm curious to see how this is going to go. I'm going to give reports every half hour or so. Well, I've had about 12 minutes of warm-up. My half-hour reports are going to start at the start of the interval. Now, another factor I have to be concerned about is this. It was forecasted not to start raining until 1 o'clock. It's a little before 9. The roads are wet intermittently, so I may get lucky. I'm a half hour in. So far, so good. I'm staying to my wattage parameters and hoping for the best with the rest of this ride. One thing is evident, I'm using a lot more muscles right now than I am on Zwift. Okay, I'm an hour in now. I'm pleasantly surprised I can still do this. It gave me confidence that maybe I can do it for the 2 hours. It's getting a little harder to hold my wattage parameters, but I'm still there. Okay, I'm 90 minutes in right now. 90 minutes. There's been some changes. The first is, this last hour is in a headwind, which you would think would make it easier for me to keep my wattage up. Which leads to the second change. I'm getting weaker. It's harder to hold my wattage at 200 watts. I'll be surprised if I'm doing that 50% of the time now. Third thing is, I can still concentrate, but I can tell that my mental acuteness has taken a hit. And fourth thing is, I was dreaming about, or daydreaming about, grabbing my water bottle with the calories in it and taking a drink. Done. Even though it's harder to hold my wattage at the end, at the last half hour. In fact, I had to make sure that I kept pressure on the pedals even though I wasn't hitting the wattage, because I didn't want the experiment to fail because I went to zone 1. So I was always trying to keep it in zone 2 at the end. Okay, when I get back to the house, I'll talk a little more. Hello, I'm right behind you guys. I'll go on your left side here. Oh, you're good. I'll just meander by. Okay, that's a big dog back there. I got a little bit of rain, but I was pretty lucky with it. Okay, I looked at my, I was surprised. I was 15 seconds short of 2 hours, and my wattage was 199, which is higher than I thought it was going to be. Gotta show you these. So these are liners that go over your gloves. Now, often in the colder weather, I'll wear obviously the long-fingered gloves, and I'll still get my hands cold, and because of the wind factor, whether there's wind, cold wind, or whether I'm riding through it. So if I put these over it, that eliminates that. And since I don't know what the material is, but since it repels water, it's good in the rain too. I can go up to about here. So I just have the vest on. I have nothing underneath this long sleeve jersey, and I'm good. Okay, so I felt even weaker at the end, at the last half hour. I also noticed, even though my heart rate monitor wasn't registering yet, I was getting a couple of, I'd say maybe 4 of them throughout that last half hour of palpitations in the heart. Yeah. Usually I'll take my supplements before I go out, and which includes my magnesium. Now, I store magnesium, so I should be good, and I think we're good for that, but still, just something to take note. If anybody is watching this video, don't get the idea that you can use your endurance rides and do this. This training ride was not an endurance ride. This training ride was a ride while fasted ride. If you're going to do structured training, you have to define your training rides. Every pedal stroke has to be defined. A pedal stroke can't have two masters. It can only have one purpose. So, okay, it's 11:06. I like to think I'm feeling good, but this is my bottle with Hammer Nutrition in it, with the Hammer Nutrition's heat in it. So I'm going to consume it because I noticed when I was out there that my patience took a little hit. So I don't want to go inside like that and talk to the fetching Mrs. Cycling Greek like that, because she won't have any of that. So I'm going to take some calories in now. It's a little after 11 o'clock, and since I'm going to stop eating, since my desire is to stop eating at 6, that'll give me a 7-hour eating window. And for me, that's pretty darn good. Now, the next test today is going to be, am I going to be able to stop eating after 6? So I'll stop eating after 6, but when it becomes 9 o'clock, will my system want to have more calories? Whether it's need or want, I'm not sure, because usually that's what happens with me. I'm going to do some numbers on the inside and then sign off. And this has been a good training ride. This has been a good experiment. Thank you, Vegan Cyclist, for giving me the idea.